Mania. Just making sure that my iPad is up to date and the volume is okay. If I can find this video, where is it? Come on, come on, come on. It's always a few seconds or best part of a minute behind. So, oh, here we are. Okay, so the volume sounds okay. Cool, awesome. Picture looks okay at the moment. Actually, it looks better than okay. It looks very exciting, the current picture. We've just had announced in an email overnight that Standing Up are having 72 hours of free shipping. I've seen them have it for one day at a time before, but never for three consecutive days. So this is pretty special. It's actually just to follow on from World Card Making Day later today or today. Happy card making day, guys. But anyway, so for the 9th to the 11th, we're having free shipping, and this is Australian dollars on all orders over $65. So that's a pretty good saving since shipping is starts at $6.95 and goes through to 6% of all orders. So you're saving quite a bit on those orders over $65. So if you've got a bit of a wish list happening and you want to get it for free shipping, please pop online and order during that 9th to the 11th period. Okay, another amazing thing that we have happening at the moment, I've mentioned this a couple of times already. I'm so thrilled when it pops up. I'm so thrilled that we have our wonderful 35th anniversary joining offer. I've got 3 new chatty stampers already this month, and I'm absolutely so excited. So if you're watching, ladies, welcome to the Chatty Stampers. It's so great to have you. So, I mean, who can resist the deal as it stands at the moment? You either get 35% off your starter kit or you get 35% more choice. So that's the two choices, the two options you are presented with when you go in to join. If we put a bit more flesh on those bones, that means you get, if you go with option 1, which is 35% off, your starter kit only costs you $109.85, which is $235 worth of product of your choice for $109.85. And if you go for option 2, which is like the maxed out starter kit, you can get $317.25 worth of product of your choice for the usual price of $169. And whichever option you go for, you get a free registration to our On Stage at Home event in November, which is awesome. And that's an additional value of 123 Australian dollars. So that's a really great event. Thinking I'm going to arrange something with my team on that day so we can get together either in person or over Zoom or something and actually look at, enjoy the day together that day as well. So an additional great offer there. And the last thing I wanted to show you before we start crafting is my beginners or my introduction to card making course, which I still have running. I'll actually have it running through to April 2024. You can work at home at your own pace. You get full PDF instructions, video links, plus you get the stamp set, ink, embellishments, bling, ribbon, and paper and cardstock to make 10 cards. So they do start at quite simple stamping cards because basically it's a beginner's course, but it takes you all the way through from stamping, cutting your own card bases and layers, which is something that a lot of ladies have said that they find a wee bit confusing. So you'll cut all your own bases and layers, get used to the proportions that people use for those, go all the way through from stamping, fussy cutting, stamping off, and right through, end up with a cute little fun fold right at the end. So hopefully a couple of my ladies are working through that course at the moment and they're showing me their cards, very excited. So, and I've had one lady give me some wonderful feedback that she's really enjoyed the course as well. So yeah, please, if you've been watching videos and you're a bit confused about how to get started, that's my introduction to card making course is definitely worth considering. Okay, so let's get some stamping started or some crafting. This video today, I'm going to be crafting using my sketch challenge for October. This is obviously not my sketch challenge. It's from Jess Crafts. I just picked it up off the internet. So this is my sketch challenge. And the way my sketch challenge works, at the beginning of every month, I release a sketch. my lovely ladies in my group will make a card following that sketch, pop it up in the comments, and my judge, my creative judge, who happens to be my husband, will pick the winner for the month, and that person gets the next a free Funfold class from the next month. Actually, I have a spare of this month's class. If the person who wins decides they'd prefer this month, they can have this month, because I do have a spare one lying around. So yeah, if you're a member of my Australian card making group, you've seen the sketch challenge, please jump in. There is no right or wrong. You don't have to use specifically Stampin' Up products. You don't have to do any specific theme or anything like that. Just for fun, jump in, make the card, use the sketch, and yeah, see how you go with the competition. You know, Stephen has a very distinctive eye. He likes, he doesn't like things too fussy. He's quite a plain man. So there's a bit of a hint if you want to win Stephen over. He also likes chocolate. So there's another thing if you want to win him over. Okay, so that's the sketch I'm going to do today. I'm going to go for something a little bit bright and funky. So let's see how we go. I might turn my camera on. Yep, and I'll turn that one off. And then we can get started. So I'm going to use the Merriest Trees bundle again. You probably roll your eyes and go, oh, not again, Julianne. There is a reason for that. It is my feature product in my upcoming October product class. So I'm trying to show you as many ideas with this one as I possibly can, so you get value when you buy my product class. I've just finalised the designs for the product class, and there they are there. So we use our wonderful little Christmas tree, big stamped images there, and one with a cute little tag as well. So that's the 3 cards for the product class this month. If you're interested, that's a little sneak peek. You'll get everything you need to make 6 cards, so 2 of each, including all the designer series paper and the cardstock and the bling and the little bit of ribbon as well. You'll get enough to make 6 cards, but you will need access to at least the stamp set, and I will have a special deal for you if you buy that through me as part of my product class. Anyway, I'll show you the card that one card that I've made already, so using the Merriest Trees. I whipped this one together this morning just using the sketch, if you can remember what the sketch looked like. Normal size card base with 3 strips of designer series paper or cardstock in the back, and the middle one is actually cardstock, and I've popped it through the dots embossing folder. And then I've used our Merriest Trees to actually pop a Christmas tree on the front there, and the iridescent discs to decorate it. So that's one take on the sketch. I'm not going to actually make this one now. I decided I want a nice, quick, easy card, and this one was a little bit more complicated. Well, not complicated, but it took a bit longer than I actually wanted to spend this morning. So you may notice as well, when if you move this one to the side, I've actually layered that Christmas tree as well. So that's a technique that you will use to do the product class also. So it's just a matter of cutting multiple trees and giving them a little flick up at the end, and it gives the tree a nice little 3D effect. But anyway, so that's one card that I've made this morning following our sketch. Not too difficult, but I'm going to do something slightly different. I'm going to use the Merriest Trees and the same colours again, but this time I'm going to do it slightly different with that front decoration. So let's get started. And if I have time, I thought I might try another one, totally off the cuff, totally spontaneous. I thought I might try another one with the Joys of Christmas paper, which happens to be sitting down to my left-hand side. So if I stop talking and start crafting, we might get through 2 today. Jump on if you're watching. Tell me where you're watching from. If it's your first time joining us, please tell me as well. I have my usual lovely ladies and my team members that usually join me on Saturday morning, and they're very, very friendly. And they tend to look after the new viewers better than I do, especially today, because I think I just mucked up my score. I did just muck up my score. That's not very good. I'm talking and not crafting. Hang on, I'll grab another piece of Real Red. I'm going to have to order some more. 'Tis the season for Real Red, and what am I going through a lot of at the moment? Real Red, Cherry Cobbler, and shaded spruce I seem to be going through a lot of as well at the moment. So those reds and greens. Okay, that's better. Okay, now I can say standard size card base as per the stretch, as per the sketch, 5.5 by 8 1/4. The sketch is actually an American one, so you'll know that their card stock is slightly wider than ours. So theirs is would be 4 1/4 wide, but mine's only 4 1/8 because our cardstock's a wee bit narrower. Okay, so I might give that a bit of a burnish there. Okay, I'm going to stick with the same background of designer series paper. This is I'm loving this one at the moment, the Merry, Bright and Bold designer series paper. It's Christmassy, but it's also not Christmassy. It's like you can use it all year round. It's got sort of Christmas trees and things on one side, but these dots and stripes and things are just gloriously bold and bright. So yeah, I think if you've got this one left over after Christmas, it's not going to be too much of a concern. So according to the sketch, I want 3 pieces of either designer series paper or cardstock, and they have to be 1.25 inches wide, which they are, and 5 1/4 long. Yep, 5 1/4. Don't use your scoring blade because it's not going to get you anywhere. 5 1/4 long. So we've got one piece with a cute dot. I think this one's already the right length because I played with it before. One piece with a zany stripe, and then I'm going to make the middle piece again with the embossing folder. So 5 1/4 long and 1 1/4 wide. So that's our centre panel. I'm going to grab the embossing folder again. That's in real red. So our card base is real red and that central panel is real red as well. Okay, so let's grab that. Grab that. Leave that. Okay, so this central panel, I'm going to pop through this is an embossing folder from the annual catalogue. I think it's just called Spots, something like that. Not quite sure now. It's an old one, but it's current. It's in there. If you like it, pop in and have a look. Maybe pick it up with free shipping next week. I think it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I think I worked out the dates. 9th, 10th and 11th, free shipping. Over $65. So, yeah, it has to be a moderately sized order, not huge, but not tiny either. So $65. So there we are. That's a really cool. I thought that would sort of play off the dots in the designer series paper as well. So there we go. I'll pop that aside for the minute. Okay. Now, I'm going to just pop these straight onto my cardstock, my card base with my glue. I don't know how the focus is looking at your end, guys. What was I thinking? Oh, yeah, I mentioned the other day I've actually locked the focus. It was annoying me the way it jumped around every time I moved. The camera obviously had an autofocus function, which every time I move up and down, which you do a lot when you're crafting, you move up, you move down, you go over here, you go over there, and it was refocusing every time. So I thought that's okay if someone's doing a talkie or something where they sit the same distance to the camera the whole time, but not when we're moving around. So I've locked it in place, which means I might be a little bit out of focus when I do come up and down, but at least it's not jerking us around. So tell me what you think. Have I got it right? My eyes were playing up a bit this morning and I couldn't quite tell. I think it's okay. I think it's good. So let me know. I can always focus it a little bit further away or a little bit closer, depending on what we say, what we think. And yeah, hopefully the internet behaves itself today as well. I've been having that trouble with that jumping around all over the place as well. So anyway, the joys of trying to do a live video. Okay, so I've got the 2 pieces of cardstock there, and then I will just add our little embossed one in the middle. Just like that. Try and line them all up so that they're roughly the same at the bottom and the top. I love that. That's like sort of so bright and really good. I mean, that could be any sort of card up till now. It could be a birthday card for a child birthday card or anything right up till then. Really, couldn't it? There we are. So that's our card base. I always tend to go to the left-hand side a bit, don't I? I'll move over a bit. Okay, so that's our card base there. I'll add a white. Have I got any white here? I'll add a white panel inside in a second. Okay, so now with our next card, with the next part, we need a piece of cardstock that is, according to the sketch, 3 inches by 4 inches. And somebody's decided to try and message me again, which is probably my mum. She has a horrible habit of, I tell her, Saturday mornings, Mum, don't message me. She tends to ignore me. Maybe she only hears what she wants to hear, and I say Saturday morning, message me. But anyway, I keep saying don't message me Saturday morning, but she keeps on insisting on doing it. Okay, so that's a piece of real red that's 3 by 4. So as per the sketch, I haven't had to think too hard about it so far. I'm going to need a piece of white, which I haven't got. So much for being organised this morning. I've been cutting kits this morning. Yeah, which is quite fun. I like cutting my kits. They are quite satisfying when they're all done. Now, the piece of white I need is going to be, so that's a 3 by 4, so I'm going to bring it down 1/8 of an inch, so it'll be 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. So that one there. And that's going to sit in the middle of our little central panel there. Now, what I thought I would do, because I'm not overly fond of just plain cardstock, I thought I would pop this one through an embossing folder as well. Maybe not the dots. The dots are a bit deep and a bit, yeah, very, very deep. So I thought, since we're going to take this one into a Christmas decoration direction, we'd use the snowflake day or snowflake night. I think it's snowflake something. It's in the catalogue anyway. The new mini. I think it's Snowflake Day. I'll have a look. It's here somewhere. If somebody's online and they know what that one's called, Snowflake something. Day, night, afternoon, lunchtime, sometime in the afternoon, sometime, I don't know. I think it's day. Snowflake Day or night. Anyway. Okay, so I've popped that through. We've got a nice little snowflake decoration happening there. I'm going to pop this onto our red panel. Okay. Snowflake sky. It's got absolutely nothing to do with times of the day. It's snowflake sky, which makes a lot more sense. Thank you, Deb. Okay, so there's the central panel there. It's almost a shame to cover over those pretty design series papers. Now, I was going to pop some, now let's have a think. This is where I got as far as I got with the design. I was going to pop some ribbon on. Do I really want it? Let's have a look. I'll grab some real red ribbon. Oh. Let's have a look. I obviously brand new real red ribbon. I use this ribbon in my beginner's course, and I give them about 1 metre of it. So sometimes it's I run out because it comes in a combo with the garden green, I end up with so much garden green. So that's why I've been using it in classes lately. Okay, I might leave that there for the moment and we'll come back and see whether we need it before we assemble the card. Now, I have a Christmas tree, just a little real red Christmas tree that I've already die cut from the die set. And I'm going to make this one slightly different to the original card. I'm going to use this cute little sentiment here, which is, "We wish you a Merry Christmas." There. So I'm going to do it on the red die-cut Christmas tree, but I'm going to emboss it with white embossing powder. If I can find my white embossing, no, that's my heat and stick. There's my white. I'm going to use my white embossing powder. Okay, so I'll grab my embossing tools. So my Versamark ink here, if you've probably seen me emboss, or lots of people emboss on multiple occasions. Grab my embossing buddy. Now that just takes all the moisture out of the card, so that she says, and just touching it with the hands, so that the embossing powder just sticks to the Versamark ink. I'm going to stamp our little "We wish you a Merry Christmas" just in the centre of that. There we are. Now I'll bring in my powder. Yeah, I like the sentiment too, Deb. It's cute the way it sort of forms the shape of a Christmas tree, which is cute. And I did struggle with the first one, struggled trying to work out where to put the sentiment. So having it as part of the design is probably a easier way of doing it. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in my heat tool. So just forgive the noise for a second. I haven't turned it on today, so it may take a while to heat up first. Ouch, hot. Okay, at times like this you need your tweezers. Now the accessory pack that you see that I'm using here for my embossing is actually called the Heat Embossing Accessory Pack. You get a pair of tweezers, the tray that you've just seen me use, and a paintbrush and a buddy, and a embossing buddy. Very handy if you are a messy embosser like me. I can safely say that I have not spilt an entire tub of embossing powder on myself since I've had the accessory pack. And yes, I had done it before, if you're wondering. I had spilt a whole tub on myself on an occasion. Okay, so that just stands out so nicely. That I love that sentiment, as Deb said. Now the good thing here is that I'm not quite ready to pack that up, but I can just pop it to the side and be quite comfortable that I'm not going to spill it. There we are. So this is going to sit on our snowflake cup thing, or our snowflake embossed panel there on the front of our card. Now you can tell me whether you think I need the ribbon behind or not. Okay, I'm going to wait for a few seconds. Do I need the ribbon behind my Christmas tree or not? I was thinking if I had enough room, I might even do a bow. You guys know that I struggle with my bows, so I might go out of my way to actually do one. So think about it. Ribbon behind Christmas tree with a bow or not? Yes or no? No ribbon from Beck. Yeah, I think I'm tending that way too, Rebecca. So we'll see what everyone else says. No ribbon. I sometimes feel that I should. I'm not a big ribbon person, as you know, and I sometimes think I should try and expand my ribbon repertoire, but I'm not a big ribbon person, so it is a struggle sometimes. So there's a ribbon, no ribbon, no ribbon from Sal, no ribbon from Kay. Sounds like the ribbon's out. I'll just have to be a bit more selective about where I use my ribbons then. Okay, so we can probably just about finish this one up now. I'm going to pop this on embellishments. Just because, well, because I like it on embellishments, but also because with that embossing, with that really heavy embossing folder behind, the glue might struggle and look a bit funny. Have like a dome in the middle where that embossing folder is, where that dot embossing folder is. So we'll put this on dimensionals. I know I said we don't usually have snow at Christmas time in Australia, but or well, we sometimes do in Tasmania, but I just did the vacuuming outside, and I think if these little dimensional backings could be counted as snow, it was pretty much snowing in my craft room. They were everywhere. And out in the hall, they sort of spill out onto the hall, and then they get caught in your clothes, and then they get through the washing machine, and they are a menace. But anyway, who'd be without them? Yes, dimensionals. Okay, so we've got our Wish You a Merry Christmas to pop on the front there. I'm going to just be totally over the top now and pop this one on dimensionals as well. Because, you know, it's a Christmas card. You need to be a bit over the top with your dimensionals at Christmas. So I'm just going to pop a little mini one right at the very top there just to support the top of the tree. Large ones everywhere else. And there we are. Oh, too high up. Down a bit. Down a bit, up a bit, left a bit, right a bit. There we go. There we are. But it does need some bling. Let's do some bling. Let's bling it up. What are we going to use? I feel that it needs gold. What do I have that's gold? Oh, yes. These are the Blooming Pearls. They are from the mini catalogue as well. I think I used them a couple of times already. There's a dimensional back on it. Can't really see, can you? Anyway, so they're Blooming Pearls. There's a gold one in 2 sizes. There's a pretty peacock one in 2 sizes. There's a pink one in 2 sizes. And this one I think is supposed to be garden green in 2 sizes. Because they're iridescent, the colours sort of take from what's around them. So yes, I think we need some gold on this one. And maybe a star, maybe a star on the top of our tree. Let's do that as well. Just going to pop, there's little snowflakes on this embossing folder, so I'm just going to pop a little gold bling just in the centre of each of those, just give them a little bit of detail. And then I think I'll grab some gold foil, which I found a minute ago. And this one. So this is from the stamp set, from the dies as well. It's just a little heart. And I just found that piece of gold foil when I vacuumed the floor. Just use my little machine. How are we going for time? We try another one? Would you like to try another one? Just let me know, yes or no. We're up to about 30 minutes, which is my usual time. But if I've got time, if you've got time. The next one will be totally off the cuff because I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do. Make sure I don't lose that die. Where did I put that die? There. These little dies tend to go missing in the craft room, unfortunately. Not so bad now because I've got a little metallic tray that I put them in, and so they don't just go randomly everywhere, but they still can. Okay, so there we are. What do you think? You like that one? Really, really simple. You could do that one in bulk quite easily. You could just, keep, churning them out if you wanted to do that. I might pop a white panel inside while I'm thinking. Oh, that was, I nearly tipped that out all over the place. Don't judge me. I will clean that now. If we're going to do another one, I'll get rid of it because I am going to make a mess. So the inside panel would be 4 inches by 5 3/8. Yep, I can get it that way. So I'll do it that way. So 4 inches by 5 3/8. So there we are. So that's my sketch challenge there. As I say, if you live in Australia and you're a member of my little card making group and you've seen the sketch challenge post go up, I think you've got till the 12th to get your sketch challenge in. So that must be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 12th. Anyway, the 12th. So we've got 9, 10, 11 is free shipping. So that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it must be Thursday. So challenge closes on Thursday. There we go. And as you can see, that was pretty easy. So give it a go. Everyone is welcome. If you've been in our challenges before, if you haven't, if you're new to group, been around forever, doesn't matter. You can give it a go. Okay, so that's our Merriest trees one. I'm just going to get rid of this embossing powder, or as much as I say I don't make a mess, I'm sure I will. So how you do it once you've got your embossing powder in there, you just tap it so it's all down the end there. And then if you wish, you can grab your little brush, which is here somewhere, and get it all off. So obviously I've left the little, well, this is how I do it. There might be somebody clever who's worked out a cleverer way of doing it, but this is how I do it. Get it all down in there, flatten it out because otherwise it comes out. Unscrew the little end and tap it in. So it just works like a little funnel, and it funnels it all back into the pot. Okay, so that's, as I say, that is the accessory pack with the embedding. And I have not wasted a single bit of embossing powder since I bought that. And I used to waste a lot. Okay, so I'll push everything else aside. I'm not sure where we're going to head with this next one, but let's give it a go. So I thought I would use, bringing it out very carefully so I don't make a mess, this one, which is no, that's not the one I wanted to use. Where is it? Where are you? This one. Excuse me, I'm just finding it. This is my current packet. I've got about 3 packets because I featured this one in my fun fold class this month, so I've got packets of it all over the place. This is the Joy of Christmas Designer Series paper, and I thought we could go a nice little green number rather than the bright red. So let's see what we're going to do. Okay, so we've got this really pretty tone-on-tone green. There we go. Don't sprain your thumbs there, ladies. Giving too many thumbs up, I'll get a big head. Okay, so this is sort of like a green on green number, so we might use that one. That will be handy. What else have we got? Something with a bit more colour. No, a bit too much green on green. That one's definitely got too much colour for anyone. No, I may grab the one that's got the little red berries on it. That's the one I want, I think. open the whole new iron. I'll use this. This is from the Joy of Christmas as well. This is a pack that I have left over from my fun fold class. So, yeah, I will cut another one. If somebody wants that fun fold class, by the way, I will cut you another one, but I'm using this now. There we go. So this is also from the Joy of Christmas. And it's got the greens and the little red berries as well. So I reckon maybe that combo with on some shaded spruce. Let's have a look. Now I'm going to need your feedback here, guys, as to when you tell me straight away if you think I'm headed in the wrong direction. So we've got those two patterns of paper on the shaded spruce with a embossed panel of shaded spruce in between. What do we reckon? I reckon it's worth a try, don't you? Let's give it a go. It doesn't have very much shaded spruce in it, that red. So another one that has a bit more. Maybe that one that I discounted because it was too green. Maybe that one. Would that be too much? Too much green then, I think, if I just went green in between. Give it a shot. Yes, let's give it a go. I think that with this plaid and the tone on tone and that would be too much green. I quite like that, actually. Get rid of that one. Let's give it a go. You guys aren't going to hold it against me, are you? Since it's a totally spontaneous card. Oh, and just everything just went on the floor then. Okay, so let's do the same card base. So 5.5 by 4 1/8 scored. Mossy Meadow. Yeah, I don't know that Mossy Meadow is one of the colours from that card. Anyway, we'll see. It is a lovely Christmassy colour. You are definitely right, Lisa. Score that one. Then we'll grab a piece of that and a piece of that. I don't know why I put my card on the floor. That was a bit silly. So we want 1 1/4 inch width by 5 1/4. With this one, I think I'm going to use the, oh yes, I know which embossing folder I'm going to use. But it's retired, so don't tell anyone, but I think I'm going to use a retired embossing folder. Can anyone think of the embossing folder that I'm actually thinking of? Once it's on the floor, it can't hair well. That's the theory, isn't it? I don't know. I sometimes think I could manage it. Fall under the house, into the foundations. There we have our 2 pieces of cardstock, and I've moved over to my left again. So we'll grab another piece of cardstock. Now, can you think about, anyone who's been around for a while, can you imagine which embossing folder I'm thinking of using? I think it is retired, but it will go quite well with this. Let's see if anyone's been around for as long as me. And have multiple embossing folders lying around in there that they never quite got around to selling. So this one's going to go in the middle, but I will grab the embossing folder that I'm thinking of and see if you recognise it. This is the fir one. Remember this one? It was a couple of seasons ago now. It's got fir branches on it, or pine tree cones or whatever. I think that would go really well in the middle there. Let's grab this. It's sort of determining where the rest of this card goes, doesn't it? We're doing the fir trees, So I reckon we have to go the fir branches in the central panel as well. Okay. Going against my mantra of using a retired folder or something retired, but that's okay. You could use anything really. I just thought this would be good. I'm a bit excited. I ordered, when I qualified for Mexico, the Mexico trip, I ordered my Lonely Planet guides, one to Mexico and one to the Cancun area, which is where the resort is. So I ordered those last week. And according to the tracking, they're coming on Monday. So I'll really be able to start planning our trip. We're actually thinking of staying longer in the area, either because it's only a 5-day thing. We're actually thinking of flying in a few days early, staying somewhere local. And getting the feel for the area before everyone else arrives, and then getting acclimatized and everything, so that we hit the ground running once we get to the resort. Steve wants to go to Los Angeles and places like that, but I'm not really sure how comfortable I am going there when I'm going to be jet lagged and not quite with it. So maybe we'll go to Los Angeles on the way home or something. Anyway, okay, so now I'm putting my fir tree branches in the middle, and then we have to think of the next step. Okay. So the sketch tells us that we need a 4x3 piece of shaded spruce and a piece of white. That's the easy bit. It's a good thing with sketches. You can't really, you can just follow along and just, be a bit spontaneous. Where do I put that leftover white? White. Until I'm going to start another one. Oh no, there's some. Excuse me, it fell on the floor. So 4x3, so we'll bring it back 1/8 of an inch, 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. No, I won't glue that on yet because I'm not really sure where we're going now. Where are we going now, guys? You had this idea. You wanted it. You got it. That's what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to check my Christmas stamps, see what lends itself. Okay. Now, I know I'm looking for something in particular. Sorry, guys, I am over here looking at my stamps. I don't want to do another Christmas tree. That's boring. Magical Meadow. What's in here that I could use? Magical Meadow. Or, no, Joy of Noel. Okay, we've got these possibles. Let's have a little look. Okay, Magical Meadow is quite nice. We could bring out the red. We could do something like a little spray of berries and foliage. And then it's also got a little fir branch, I think, in the dies, or we could use this big one out of Joy of Noel. Take those out of the way. We could use this big one and just colour it with some blends. Let's have a look at this one. I could go this way. You can tell it hasn't been out of the box yet. Ah, come on. Go that there. Yeah, I'm liking that. Then with a sentiment coming out the side, maybe some pine needles as well. Yeah, not that you guys can see it there, but I think that's the way I'm going to go. I love this Magic Meadow, but I think I need to do a video just with it and give it special care. I don't want to muck it up because I love it so much. So we'll use the Joy of Noel. And we'll use this one. So I'm going to just stamp this in black. There's my nice big block. Is that big enough? No. Stamp that in some black. Grab some white cardstock. There we are. And I'll grab my blends. So it'll be my Real Red and Shaded Spruce blends. Let's give that some quick colour. Probably not the quick card that we thought. There we are. Blends we need, so Shaded Spruce and Real Red. Is that Real Red? Yes. And I might bring in, because I know that I've coloured this one before, I know that it goes well with a nice little bit of Granny Apple Green. So there we are. That's my colours. Just do the berries. Just talk amongst yourself for the moment. This has sort of taken a completely different road to what I expected. But that's okay. It's very cold outside. It's not like I can go and do any gardening or anything. There we are. Then I'll do the holly leaves in Shaded Spruce. The ladies from my launch will recognise this stamp set. This is the one we did. I did four of them and made a wreath out of, not this particular one, the other one from the set. We made a wreath out of the 4. So you'll recognise this one. This is the other stamp, the other main stamp from it. Okay. Oh, I forgot one berry. I'm going to have to find the die for this one. I think it's it's obviously in my die box, but I'm not sure where, so I'll have to find it. We can die cut it nice. Berry there. I'll use the light instead of the dark. That's the dark. There we are. That didn't take too long. There we go. But I'll find the dies and we can die cut that. What was it? Joy of Noel. There it is. And that's that one there. That glue. That glue on those die boxes, I swear it could hold together a rocket ship in space. It's amazing. So sometimes too amazing. Let's die cut this. Do that. Let's bring back everything and see how it's coming together. So we've got our layer, got our card base, we've got this. Looks pretty cool. So I'm thinking a sentiment sort of out over the side. So there's some little fir branches. Maybe I could cut a couple of those. Let's have a look at that. Since we've got our fir branch embossing folder, we'll do a couple of these. So these are from the stamp set as well. So cute. I'll do a couple. I don't know if I'm going to use them, but I'll do a couple. Got those. Let's see. Let's get this all happening. A sentiment, I'll grab that piece of white. Let's do a sort of sentiment that's nice and long and will come out to the on the left-hand side there a bit. Where's my stamp set here? I think we've got Making Spirits Bright in the stamp set. Let's try this one. Nope. If it was in there, here it is. I will stamp this in shaded spruce just to keep with the program, wherever that is. There we are. Stevie just popped his head around the corner, wondering what I'm doing. Going a little bit longer than we normally do, aren't we? It's all right when we get card making and the muse strikes. He's waiting for his breakfast because he's just got back from swimming, so I can't keep him waiting much longer. Okay, so let's pop these. Let's get our sentiment now. Might just trim that sentiment down to be as small as I possibly can without, so we don't cover over too much of our pretty paper and colouring. More than that. Now let's see what we can make of this. Okay, let's pop all this together. So I'm going to glue the white to the green. So again, we're going to pop it on some dimensionals. I made one card is usually messy enough. If I've made two, it's an absolute disaster here. It's going to take me all week to clean up. So we've used the Joy of Christmas Designer Series paper, and we're using the Joy of Noel stamp set and dies for the decorating. So I think they're going together quite well. The Noel in that is really, really cute. It's got the Noel. You can die cut the letters. It's really nice. We'll use that again one day soon. So let's bring in our little berries, and our pine needle is going to match that piece of paper. So nice. We might bring it down that way. Making spirits bright is huge, 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 huge. It's a huge sentiment. Maybe I've overestimated my sentiment. What else have we got? Joyous. Maybe joyous would just be better. Stick with what we've got. Anyway, I'm going to glue that on. Like that. Bring in our little, at least one of our little pine needles. Might just bring that spirits and bright just across the middle like that. I think that's nice. I think that's the way to go. It just makes it a feature in the middle there. And then the other little pine needles I can bring up under here. Or under here. Or down there. Anyway, I'll leave that there. I'm going to pop that on there with some, I'll do some dimensionals again. And then we have to think about bling. I think I must use those pearls again. I might use the green ones this time. There we are. Not used to thinking on my feet like this. You guys have got me out of my comfort zone. I don't want, that's really big. I don't want all of that. I'm just going to chop it down a wee bit. Just use half of it. Which you can. That's better. That's not so huge. Pop that there. Maybe the other one coming out from there. I've mucked it up. We've got those those dimensionals there without sort of thinking. No, I think that's enough. Okay, that's enough. Don't overdo it, Julianne. There we go. And let's do the bling. So I think we might use, because garden green is one of the greens in there. We might use the green one for this one, the garden green one. And we'll grab those as well. And then I think we're done. It's a bit traumatic, this one. There we are. Okay, so there's number 2. Totally off the cuff, but I think it's worked out quite well. I really like that. You know, you can't go much wrong with good quality paper and ink and etc. There we are. So card number 2 from our sketch challenge. Where's card number 1? Here we are, card number 1. It's a totally different concept, isn't it, really? The 2 cards are totally different. Sort of this one's more sort of traditional and this one's sort of bright and funky with our beautiful bright and bold. Okay, so there we are. You'll be happy to go and have a cup of coffee or some lunch or something now, guys. You've spent such a long time with me this morning. Anyway, so there's our 3 cards. As I say, pop over to my Facebook group if you're a member of my Australian group. Check out the sketch challenge, and you've got till Thursday to get your orders in, or your entries in, and win the next Funfold class for free. But anyway, give it a go. If I can do it just spontaneously there without even knowing what I was doing with the middle one, I'm sure you guys can give it some thought and make something wonderful. But anyway, it was great having you with me for so long this morning, just over an hour. That's much longer than I usually do. Have a great weekend, and I will chat to you all again next week. Okay, bye guys.